Hello everyone, Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today I'm going to look at the situation in the Ukraine. We have a very intense week ahead, and there is an advancement, I think, of the Ukrainian forces, and it seems like a pullback of some of the Russian forces. But while that's what's being shown, I'm not sure we're seeing the whole story. So let's see how are the Ukrainians doing at this time as we face this very intense week ahead. That I think is going to, part of the attention of the week ahead, a grand fixed cross in the sky with Mars in Leo, Pluto in Aquarius, Jupiter in Taurus, the node, Jupiter conjunct the North Node, and then the South Node in Scorpio. It's a very, very intense time. It's an evolutionary crossroads, and a lot, I think, has to do with the Ukraine. So let's take a look and see how the Ukraine is going to fare this week. I think we'll start with that. I also, this week, Volodymyr Zelensky is going to be having his Mars return. When we had the war, when the war started, he was in a Mars oppositional cycle. Mars was opposite Mars for him. Well, it certainly wasn't conjunct. And so this is, in a way, a new beginning. And he has Mars at the first degree of Leo retrograde. And we have Pluto opposing that right now. And of course, this is the and he is in Aquarius, right? So Pluto is in his sign of his Sun and his Venus. And so that empowers his Sun and Venus. But again, he has Pluto opposing his Mars, which is his conscious desires, what he wants to get out of a situation. So let's see what's going on. So we start with the choice card. This is the Gemini card. Zelensky is a Gemini rising, and he has Jupiter in Gemini in the first house, which has been getting sextiled by Jupiter in the sky. Jupiter right now is in Aries, and it's making a sextile to this. So he has a lot of people behind him, a lot of support, a lot of friends, as it were. But this is about choices. So the Ukrainians have come to a choice point. Let's see what's crossing that choice point. The nine, the Hermit card. There are things that we're still not privy to. There are things that we don't have the whole story on this. What's underneath it? The Ace of Swords, justice itself. So a decision has to be made here. So we're at a choice point here. In the past, we have the Three of Bows. This is called fulfillment. This was, I think, the military help that they got. I think that there's a culmination to a lot of the military help that they got. What's in the sky? The two, the High Priestess in this deck called the Seer. The Seer. And we can see this woman here in front of her cauldron, looking into the cauldron, maybe scrying to see the future. This energy is things that are hidden are being seen, but this is also the energy. The two is the energy of peace. It's the energy of direct connection with spirit. On the Tree of Life, the High Priestess sits on the path that connects Kether, the crown, to Tiphareth, the heart. So from crown to heart, and heart to crown. And the crown is where we connect with divinity. So there's a download of energy coming for the Ukrainians. Let's see the immediate future. We have the Ten of Stones, the home. This is holding fast to your homeland. So that's actually a really good card in the immediate future. How it's seen from the outside, process of healing. like these cards for the Ukraine. Let's see the domestic situation. The Page of Stones. This is about all the work that they have put in, that they are waiting for things to come to fruition. So there is this sense of being in a much better position, certainly than they were at the beginning. Let's see hopes and fears. The Knight of sorry, the Page of Stones in the domestic situation is starting to build a firm foundation. Starting to build. So this looks good for them. The hopes and fears is the Knight of Pentacles. All their hard work is actually going to mean something, right? Mean something. Outcome. Creativity. Wonderful. The Three of Pentacles. So these are very, very good cards. The Ace of Stones. Foundations. The King of Bows. This is fire. This is a fiery ruler. This could be Zelensky. This could be Zelensky, the King of Fire. He does have that energy. He has the South Node in Aries, and he has that Mars retrograde in Leo, which is actually trine his South Node in Aries. So he's a commander. He's a military commander from the past. This is something that he has strategy. He's very good at strategy. And then the outcome, we have the World, the end and a new beginning. So things look very, very good for the Ukraine this coming week. So that's very positive. I did not expect all that positivity, but I'm happy to see it. So now I want to look at Russia. Do I want to look at Russia, or do I want to look at Putin? Because Russia and Putin are two different things. Let's look at Putin's war against the Ukrainians. Let's look at that. What is it called? Well, it's called an invasion. I don't know all the terms. Wars are not my thing, you know what I'm saying? There are the right terms to use, and I don't know them. It's just bad and terrible. War is a terrible thing. The mind is a terrible thing. So much war, so much suffering for no good reason, as far as I can tell. So we come up, the first thing, lunacy, which, interestingly enough, right before they invaded the Ukraine, I kept getting this card in my readings. Lunacy, lunacy, lunacy. And then when Russia attacked the Ukraine, it was obvious that this was what their cards were trying to tell us. It's crazy. It's lunacy. It's delusional. It is just bringing pain and suffering, unneeded pain and suffering, really to both sides. I mean, ultimately, the Ukrainians suffer the most in the beginning, but the Russians are going to suffer in the long term here. Let's see what crosses that. Change in fortune. Change in fortune. The wheel. The wheel does, the energy of this card is, the mighty will fall and the meek will rise. And so let's keep going. I'm not sure what that's going to mean. Underneath it, we have the Hermit. The Hermit. Something from the past. This is based on the past. This whole war is based on something from the past. I mean, they talk about it being NATO, but Putin really was doing this before Bush, I think, talked about NATO. He went into Georgia. He went into one of the stands, I think. So he was trying to recreate the Russian empire, really. Even before George Bush, I think, talked about NATO and the supposed reason that that he went into the Ukraine. Okay, let's see what's in the past. We have the King of Wands here. It's interesting because the Ukrainians got the King of Wands in a sense of Zelensky being the King of Wands. Now this is in the past for the Russians. So in the sky we have the Queen of Bows. This is the Queen of Wands. I feel like this is the women who were losing their sons and their husbands and their boyfriends. In the sky, let's see the immediate future. We have the Ace of Stones, so there is a new beginning around resources. How it's seen from the outside, frustration, that he's frustrated perhaps, that he's not getting the goat, so to speak. He hasn't been able to hit the target. Domestic situation. We have the Devil here. So this can be and this Devil card is indicative of our earthly energy. The Devil. Yep. Hopes and fears. The Two of Cups. They're hoping for people to help them come together, be their partners in this. The outcome. The Tower. Okay, so I think this is the end. I really do. Underneath we have endurance. The Seven of Arrows, which there's a martyr energy here. And then we have the Ace of Bows. I feel like this energy here is the Ukraine, actually. So it looks like this week is going to be very significant. And we could even have a cessation of the action. Perhaps this is the swan song for Putin's war. The Tower could also be something unexpected and something that Spirit brings forth. I think with the High Priestess in the energy of the Ukraine and the Tower in the energy of Russia, that there is a point where we have to just say stop. And I don't know how that's going to happen, but it does look like the Ukrainians are in a better position than the Russians. So take it for what it's worth. Wouldn't that be nice? Just stop, guys. Just stop. I'm still worried about Zaporizhzhia. Let's see if I can pull some cards on Zaporizhzhia. And not so much as you know, a nuclear bomb or that, but they've been in there for so long that by the time the Ukrainians can get back in there, they may have done so much damage that we really do have some sort of nuclear disaster on our hands. But let's see what, I don't think it's going to be a bomb, but it could be, you know, dangerous. It's dangerous. It's like lighting a candle in a turpentine factory, you know, like maybe you won't blow yourself up, but there's a good chance you can. Okay, let's see Zaporizhzhia. We have the Two of Cups. That is a relationship or an agreement. Yeah, see Zaporizhzhia, the blasted oak, and the Page of Stones. There could be some sort of nuclear accident there. But it might not be because somebody dropped a bomb on it. It could just be because of the situation and the generators and no electricity. And when there's no electricity, the cores can't be cooled by the water. So let's just put a bubble of light around the Ukraine, around the soldiers on both sides, and certainly around Zaporizhzhia. Because the two major nuclear accidents, and there were a few, there was one in America, of course, 3 Mile Island, that was pretty big. But there was Chernobyl, and there was, of course, Fukushima. Fukushima was brought on by a tsunami, right? An earthquake and a tsunami. But Chernobyl was in the Ukraine. So, we'll see. Alright, guys, take care, everyone. And let's just put a big bubble of light. Shine your light. Be your best person. Live your life to the fullest. Love fiercely. Help those who need help. And if you need help, ask for help. We are here for each other. We are our brothers and sisters keepers. And with enough love and enough connection, I think we can override any of the potential catastrophic things that could happen from this situation. I really do believe that. And maybe it's just pie in the sky idealism, but if we are truly co-creative with spirit, then we can create something different than catastrophe. All right, guys, much love. Namaste. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, God, what a reading to do on Mother's Day. All right, you can listen to this tomorrow if you want. Take care.